All right, Shalom Aleichem. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakan, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of every millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect. This teaches word, our true faith, sincerity. And yeah, today, pretty much I got this article, and it reads, Kids YouTube channel warns world will suffer if Gil Bates are disappeared in bizarre video praising respected billionaire. See? So this pretty much another animated film of pretty much if Bill Gates disappeared. Like this nigga is a pillar of the earth. Like without him, you know, life would be short-handed. And it's pretty much, if you ever seen that movie Snowpiercer, it's pretty much going to that. Without this man, you ever watch that movie, pretty much without that man building that train, you know, life would not exist, man. You know, whereas you can see that and they just didn't touch on Bill Gates. They also touched on Elon, which this is it was like a 15-minute cartoon, but the point is, as you can see, they promote that, you know, that they are needed, man. But not knowing they actually making things worse, man. This nigga actually, you know, really the so-called white man, Esau, Edom as a whole, they make things worse, man. Matter of fact, because, you know, the video is not about, you know, just this right here, but just want to point out how, you know, just a counter video on how they saying that if Bill Gates, if he disappeared, the world be worse. You know, if he did disappear, really the Edomites, once they go, man, things will be a whole lot better. You know, at the end of the day, when the so-called white man get moved out the way, then you will be able to breathe fresh air. You will actually know what that means and feels. You will be able to drink, you know, pure water, purified water. You'll be able to know what you eat instead of banking on it saying 100% beef, man. You know, so the world will be a whole lot better place without the Edomites. So matter of fact, let's start in this in the book of Psalms 14 and 1. Psalm 14 and 1, it says, the fool have said in his heart, there's no power. See, and who else put forth that idea of atheism? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, by the way of his big bang, you know, or just him passing these different laws and legislations, man. He's saying in his heart, there's no power. He feel like there's no recompense to his actions. That he is the Most High. You know, it says they are corrupt. They have done abominable works, and that's their form of saying it in their heart by doing abominable works. Even though like these other nations, you know, they do abominable things, but it's a limit. You know, they got some type of moral compass to go by, even though they still off. They still immoral, but it's a limit, man. But when it comes down to the so-called white man, he leaves nothing off the table, man. You know, he take it down. You know, that's why he's part of the list. He uphold all the customs of these former kingdoms, but he far exceeds it. He messing with his technology. You know, you thought the worst thing ever was a cross-dresser, but now this nigga actually chopping your rod off and shaving your elders up and down. You taking hormone pills. So this man is corrupt. He have done abominable works. It says there is none that do good. It's none that do good. So, matter of fact, let's see. This is the book of St. Matthew. Is that, bear with me. It said there is none that do good. Let's see. It might be Matthew 7. Bear with me. It said there is none that do good. Yep, this is St. Matthew 7. And In verse 17, it said, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. See? So if they it says there is none that do good. Why? Because they come from the stock of corruptness. They come from the stock of evil, man. So that's the fruit that they're going to produce, which is unfruitful, which ultimately is death. Everything the so-called white man puts onto you is death, man. It's abominable. It's going to have a cutoff point. It's an expiration date to what this man puts forth, man. That's why you got a thing called trends. That's why you got a thing called fads. The new this, the new that. That was last year. It's always an expiration date to what the so-called white man puts forth. Why? Because everything he puts forth, it dies off, man. It says, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. See? That's why I said none do it good, because he actually built and fashioned a certain way to not produce good fruit. He was actually set up a certain way. If you bite on what he presented to you, you die. You know? Like I say, you ain't gotta be a super religious by going by a certain book as your standard. Just you listen to a rap video or a certain talk show host, guess what? They all ends in death, man. But guess who the source of death is? The so-called white man. He is the source of death. You want to die, he's the plug for it, man. You know? It says, every tree that bringeth forth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. And that's where you ultimately going to see this place just go up in flames, man. Which this is happening spiritually. It's being hewn down now by the prophets, man. It's being chopped down now by the prophets, man. Why? Because it's not producing good fruit. One thing it's doing is producing death, man. So that's why we go back to Psalm 14. Bear with me, Shalakia. The book of Psalms, chapter 14. It says, the fool has said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt. See? They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. See? So that tree is corrupt. So what is it going to produce? Evil fruit, man. You know? It says, the Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did and seek, that did understand and seek the Most High. And how that play out by the way the Lord giving them reins of these other nations to rule, man. He gave them a chance to rule and see what their standard was going to be, man. That's why every kingdom always was overthrown, because they didn't follow the law, statute, commandment, man. Now you have certain kings that actually acknowledge Yahweh Hashem Shai, but they didn't fully commit to the Lord. They end up trying to mix philosophies, you know. But Esau, Edom, this nigga did the total opposite. He did total contrary to what Yahweh Hashem Shai have set up, man. You know. It says they are all going aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that do good, no, not one. See, so there's none that do good. So if Bill Gates disappeared, that would be one. That would be a good thing. You know, if Elon Musk disappeared, that would be a good thing. You know, but we know they here for prophecy's sake. These Edomites are here for prophecy's sake, but ultimately, for prophecy's sake, they also going to be taken out as well, man. Because that's actually going to be that's how life is going to come, man. That's how you're going to be able to, because the last enemy is death. But who's the one that where's the hub of death at? It ain't just death is here. Somebody got to be the carriers and push forth that death. And that's the so-called white man, Esau Edom, man. So matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Because there's nothing to do it good. You can't rehabilitate this man. No matter what, all this thing, this man actually, he go into it, you look at his rap sheet, and he understand, he examine himself. He see that through him ruling, you got holes in the ozone, you got pollution is at its highest, man. You know, it's an actual term called beaching, where sea life is committing suicide. You know, this man actually understands and knows that he's a cancer to the earth, man. But he's not going to stop. He said, you know what? We're gonna continue our ways, but we're gonna do this on Mars. You know, we're gonna do this. Matter of fact, we're gonna go do this in space. We're gonna, you know, the Earth is, you know, they are pretty much down enough search the Earth dry. You know, so they trying to go somewhere else and be wicked, man. So this man can be rehabilitated. This is Isaiah 26:10. It said, "Let favor be showed to the wicked. Yet will he not learn righteousness." See, and favor was shown to this man. Hey, guess what? The power was that what we just read in Psalm 14. The favor was shown when the Lord gave him the power, man. He gave him his technology, but it said he would not learn righteousness. Why? Because he actually know that the scriptures are alive and well. He know that, you know, the law, statutes, commandments is life, man. You understand that you being homosexual is death. You eating abominable foods is death. That's actually throwing the ecosystem off, man. You know, you chopping just any tree down. That's throwing things off, man. He don't follow the land Sabbath. He don't do anything, but he look up studies and see why the earth is in turmoil or not. A paper trail goes back to him. But do you see this man stopping? No. Though I said, yet he's not gonna learn righteousness. He actually see signs in the heavens and, you know, but he's still gonna try to do it his way. It says, in the land of uprightness where he did unjustly, it would not behold the majesty of the Lord. See, in the land of uprightness, right now in the land of Israel, you got the biggest gay parade out of the whole world. It's over there in Israel, was supposed to be the Holy Land, man. And that's why ultimately said he's not going to behold the master of the Lord. He's not going to see at the end of the day. He's not going to get this, man. This knowledge, man. He's not going to get this knowledge, man. At the end of the day. So, which we know, this knowledge is the instruction of life. You know, the doctrine of life. So if he ain't gonna get it, only thing this man gonna push forth is death. So you know, ultimately, when Bill Gates and Elon Musk and these different people of higher status and ultimately these bankers, you know, which is the heavens of this world, when they be moved out the way, now you'll be able to breathe. Now you'll be able to know how I feel to live and understand why this is there, and, you know, understand why the know what water really tastes like instead of tasting like a damn pot of pennies, man. You know? So matter of fact, let's get this in the book of cause y'all Ashima Shah's making a point, man. The so-called white man is the devil, man. This man is the devil, man. And it's set up for the whole world to see it. That is he's the problem. You know, you somebody farted in the room, you know, it's gonna, you know, you gonna smell it. It just didn't come out of nowhere. It came from somebody, man. And that's what you see now. That the so-called white man is the reason why the earth is in the condition that it is now. That you gotta take the jab. It was because of him that you gotta take the jab. It was because of him that you gotta sign a lease or these different contracts. You bound by his paperwork. You know, the clause, and you worry about a bill, and you can't even catch rainwater. You got to look over your shoulder doing that, man. It all goes back to this nigga. The reason why you late on a bill, the reason why you have a bill, is because of the so-called white man. You know, so this is the book of Wisdom Solomon 12 and verse 9. It said, not that thou was unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle, or to destroy them at once with cruel beasts or with one rough word. See, so it wasn't like Yahweh Shema I can take this man down in various ways, man. You know? But it was the Lord trying to make a point to show you that this man is the damn devil and that he can't be rehabilitated. Like somehow, some way, he's going to help the earth out. Somehow, some way, he's going to change. He's going to be so-called the savior, the answer, because that's what they pushing pretty much. If Bill Gates disappeared, they pretty much present him as the savior, man. They pretty much present, you know, these higher ups, which they are lesser elites, you know, because they actually got their face out there. They just present these people as pillars, man. Which they got pillars on the left hand side, but it's not for life though. It's not for the benefit of the people. That's why they are also known as the feller, because they actually cut the people down. They break the people down, man. You know. So it says, but executing thy judgments upon them little by little, thou gavest them place of repentance. See, not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation. See, the Lord knew they was niggas from the jump, man. They are a naughty generation. It wasn't like the Lord said, man, just give him another chance. And he just oblivious to what this man and his motives are. No, the Lord is making a point. It says, and that malice was bred in them, and that their cognition will never be changed, meaning what they face, their outlook will never be changed. The Lord is doing it to show you that they are stiff-necked in wickedness, man. That no matter what, he's going to try to forward his agenda, which ultimately is push forth death, man. His form of paradise is death, man. And he's trying to, break through that by trying to get his form of immortality by downloading your spirit in a computer. This nigga, man, that's what he came up in his warped mind and his warped thinking. And he's doing everything. That's why you see the earth is in the condition it's in now. Hey, you got the earth on ICU pretty much. Well, by the way, these different phone poles and shit, you see wires and shit everywhere. You got actually wires and shit under the ground. It's like the earth is on a fucking deathbed, man. With IVs and shit in it. Scars by the way these roadways. So it's very clear that this man is the problem. He's the source of all this. It says, for it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Neither didst thou for fear of any man give them pardon for those things where they sin. See? So they was a cursed seed from the beginning, meaning what? That generation, that nation of people is cursed. So when the Lord gave these devils the rain, to rule, now the planet Earth is engulfed in that. This man was cursed to be an Edomite. That's why I say his punishment is greater than he rebelled. Even the earth won't yield forth fruit. That's why you got GMOs. That's why you got, it say 100% beef, or they actually say non-GMO, or it might, or even these different commercials, these different fast food commercials, they might say, well, no steroids. And why you gotta tell me that? Why is that even in the conversation, man? But it just further proves that this man, he's the devil, and he cannot be changed. Only thing you can do with him is move him out the way. Because if you don't, I'll tell you that's the 29th scroll. It said he will make a desolation of your home and his. This man is a self-destructive nation, man. Hey, this nigga almost pretty much wiped his own self out by the way of him being in the Caucasus Mountains, man. With it's like incest, and you eating lice and shit at each other head, and they didn't know about hygiene, which we know Esau, he don't have no morals at all anyway. So just the way just Esau being Esau, he almost died off. But the Lord preserved him for prophecy's sake. Because matter of fact, let's get something real quick. See, the devil had to be on planet Earth for a reason. This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. It said, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. See, so the Lord, and that's being played out by the way of kingdoms. The Lord, these different kingdoms were just set up just to rule. So yeah, the Greeks was ruling, or the Babylonians were. No, actual things played out during those rulerships. That's how you gauge history. You'll say, well, when you speak of 7 AD, well, the first thing you think about is it happened in the Roman Empire, man. Certain things, when you deal with history, you deal with different historical events. It goes back to different rulerships. It happened under the banner of a rulership, a season. It happened in the season of the Egyptians. It happened in the season of the Babylonians, the season of the Persians and the Medes. It says a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up, and a time to pluck up. See? So, ultimately, that's pretty much what the Lord did, man. It was a time to born, meaning what? It was time for these rulers, these kingdoms to come into play and play their part. Whatever the case may be. Then there was a time for it to die out. Meaning what? It ran its course. It did what it had to do and then moved out the way. Same thing. It said a time to plant and a time to pluck. So when Esau was planted, what came forth? Evil fruit, wickedness, death. So now we're in a time it's going to be plucked up because it said if the days don't be shortened, it wouldn't be no flesh saved, see? So this man had to be moved out the way because if not, hey man, everybody be dead, man. That's why you even got that is just that TV show, The Last Man on Earth. That lets you know that's gonna be the results of Esau. Somehow, some way, it's just one human left under the banner of Esau. If you follow his ways and if this continues, it'll be everything will die off, man. So once these Edomites be moved out the way, man, the world will be a much better place. This is Isaiah 14:5. It said the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked, see, and the scepter of the ruler, see. So the staff of the wicked, the power of the wicked is now being broken, man. His power structure is now being broken. They're broken reed. That's why we're at the point now where you reduce to taking the chip. That's what you end up with, because this system is broken. It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hinderer. See? So this man, he is persecuted, but none hinderer. See, ain't nobody, in the time when Esau even get overthrown, ain't nobody gonna try to say, you know what, man, give that man a break. Or try to fight for Edomite rights. No, man. See, when that happens, life itself, existence itself is gonna rejoice, man. Why? Matter of fact, let me continue on. It says the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. They break forth into singing. See, this is after the scepters of the rulers being broken. After the Edomites is gone away. After that old world, that former heavens and earth, it passed away. That old system, that old vibration on planet Earth. Once it passed away, it said the earth is going to be at rest. See, meaning what? Even all the way down to the land salad, all the way down to the cows not being on a damn milking machine, which that's off, man. All the way down to just a mosquito being in a damn documentary simulation, man. Because those different documentaries ain't even out in the wild. They have them in a fenced off area and put a few enemies and allies in a boxed off area and see what they do, man. So even these documentaries, it wasn't like they just caught the ant right on time. No, they actually put the ant down, man. But everything, the earth and everything within the earth is going to rejoice. It said, yeah, the fir tree rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon. See, because it's going to be actual trees, but also the nations, man. It says, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. And that feller goes into cutter. Like this man actually chopped down the trees. And he don't even chop down the right trees. He just chopped down. This is a tree, he going to chop it down. But also the people, he actually broke down the nations. That's why you got a Moabite with a 3-piece suit on. That's why you got an Ishmaelite wearing leggings. Or just an Elamite being a damn homo. That's this man breaking down the people by the way of him pushing these different philosophies. You drinking out that cup, that's going to tear your insides out, man. But once this nigga moved out the way, you'll be able to breathe. You'll be able to be at rest. But you going to have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, which that's life, man. Which these other nations they're going to be happy then. They're going to find out then that this was the way, man. But the point is when this man be moved out the way, you'll be able to relax then. You'll be able to breathe. You'll be able to know what life is then, man. So this nigga got to be moved, man. So as a matter of fact, I'm ending off on this book of 2nd Ezra 11 and 44. It says the highest also look upon the proud times. See, we just going to that seasons and times, man. But in this season, this is called the proud times, meaning what? The proud will be ruling in the times, man. And who on the characteristics that fit that is the Edomites. That's one of the characteristics of the Edomites is pride. So the Lord looked upon the time of the proud, the Edomites, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. See, let you know that when these rulerships play out, it's certain things that play out during these rulerships. It ain't like they just rule for a period of time and they, ain't nothing happen. No, that's how historical events are gauged by the way under the banner of different rulerships. You know, so his abomination, his abominable works is fulfilled. Meaning what? Now he's ripened for plucking. Now it tells you that her grapes are ripe. You know, this place is matured. It has matured for destruction now. It says, and there appeared no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain battle. And this pretty much this man and his government, pretty much. This whole body, this beast system as a whole is about to be taken out the way. It's not like Esau gonna be taken away, but you still got senators left. It's somewhere a prime minister still calling the shots somewhere. No, man. All this is about to be taken out, man. It says that all the earth may be refreshed and may return. See, that's the only way the earth is gonna come back, and come back to its youth, come back refreshed. Is by the way of Esau being taken out, man. So Bill Gates, that's just the tip of the iceberg. All of Esau got to be moved. All of Esau, he can't have no type of influence on the planet Earth. And after those 1,000 years, it's not going to even be an Edomite on the planet Earth. They're just going to be you're going to have to read that in the scrolls about an Edomite, man. You're going to have to just read about them in the scrolls, man. Because it's not going to be, only thing that's going to be a trace of the Edomites is America. And it's going to be a sign, of what not to do. Matter of fact, let's get that. This is the book of Joel 18. And this Joel 18 and 20, it said, they that come after him shall be astonished at his day. See? As they that went before were afraid. See, meaning what? After when the dust settled and the smoke clear, once Esau's moved out the way, you're going to have people actually looking at, from afar off at America and saying, damn, they're going to hiss at the plays, man. They're going to hiss at the plays thereof. Why? It says, surely such are the dwellers of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. See? Which ultimately, America is going to be the world's largest desert, man. It's gonna get so bad, even parts of the ocean and shit going to be dried up, man. Because it tell you that the mist is going to burn harder in the water. But that's going to be the results. That's the dwelling place of the wicked. It's barren. It's fruitless. It's death. That's what this man is. And it's going to be made manifest when the destruction comes, man. And then when the destruction comes, pretty much that's actually going to help the earth out. That's going to actually clean the air. So we actually need Esau to be moved out the way. We need Bill Gates to disappear. We need the Elon Musk and the bankers, and we need them to go, man. Why? Because that's actually going to kickstart the refreshing of the earth. So it says, 2 11:46 said that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from that violence. See? Because that's what that man do, man. By the way of even chemtrails, that's violence. You wage a war on the earth. You testing bombs and shit, and the even dumping chemical waste, and like I said, all this pollution and so-called recycling, and you got trash islands. That's having violence upon the earth. Also war, and just every abominable thing that you do. It's violence, man. Why? Because ultimate violence leads to death, man. It says, being delivered from that violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. See? And that judgment is going to come by the way of this, that destruction. And that's gonna be that form of mercy. That's why it tells you we're gonna rejoice when Babylon get thrown down with violence. That's mercy, man. This nigga been beating your ass the whole time. He been putting all this hell on you. Now you seeing come back to him. That's mercy, man. You know, that eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, man. Because that's the only way to appease that feeling, man. Is once it's relayed back to them. You know. So yeah, Aki, man, just hit it home that the so-called white man is the devil, and the earth is gonna be a better place when he's moved out the way, man. You know.